So today here I'm going to start with the Logic app. So Logic app help us to create some business workflow because nowadays we having our business profile on Facebook, Twitter, and various other social media website. Even we use the various services, MailChimp service, Outlook. You might be using some other services. So do we have any way we can integrate these many services together and generate a workflow about the information so that we can send the detail to the appropriate team there? So their Logic app can help us. And the Logic app we having the connectors which can help us to connect the things. The example here we having a Twitter connector, and if somebody is tweeting about our product, so there we can detect the sentiment, and there we can figure out whether the sentiment is positive or negative, and based upon that sentiment we can take the action there, whether we should store the detail into the database other, or whether we should send this detail to the proper team that can sort out. So these are example where we can create a connector, where we can create a workflow with the Twitter, we can create a workflow with the OneDrive, and even we having the another example as well for doing the same thing. So let's log in into the account. And here I'm going to create a Logic app, this one. Define the resource group. So yesterday we had a resource group, same I'm going to pick up. Define here the Logic app name, let's say DNT Logic app. And how you're willing to publish, I'm going to publish as a workflow that I'm using. You can select the region, it's a East US region. Then plan type, it is a standard. Then we having a consumption plan. It is creating a new plan with all these settings here. And then the zone redundancy. Enable the public access.
Hello.
Hmm, tell me.
What is the meaning of public access here, sir? It's for internal purpose only, right?
You can access from the internet.
But only the developers can use it, right? How it is available to public? Like I didn't get that.
Public, you will have a domain, a URL. From that URL, things can be accessed. Why it's taking much time in validate? Let me reload the things. So Logic app. So DNT Logic app 204. And I'm using here, let's say consumption plan based upon the uses we need to pay. So now go to the resource and here we will get the various templates to create the things. So here I'm having a template where we are making a new tweet. This one. Let me do sign in here. Define the connection name. It is my connection name. Authentication type. So I'm using my personal account to log in into the system. Now let's look for a hashtag. Let's say people who are using the hashtag Azure. I want to get notified. Define the interval for checking. Let's say every minute. define the any other filter, let's say time zone and start time. That also we can mention if we're willing to mention here. Now, next step we can take. So next step is, let's say whenever somebody is making a tweet about hashtag Azure, that information I want to send on the email. So I'm using here, let's say outlook.com. And here I will configure to send an email here. So I'm having the option to send an email. V2. Let me sign in using my credential. Define the mail address where you want to send the information. Can you share your email ID? Anyone? I can specify the subject, hashtag Azure, let's say tweet. To mention the message body, it is tweet text. Then the person who just did the tweet. So let's say this email ID I'm mentioning here, that's it. So here separated by semicolon, you can mention the email. Here you can define the importance. Let's say hi, save it. So every minute it will check for it. So Logic app has been saved, and after 1 minute, the trigger will run. And here you can see the trigger running history here. If you're willing to edit the things from here, you can edit again. Even sometime you need to trigger the things manually. You can trigger from here manually also. Can you check your email? So you might get an email.
No, I didn't get anything.
Check the spam also. You can see I'm getting the email this way. Clear?
I got that.
Yes, got in spam.
So you can see these are the email I'm getting here. Similar way, you can create a workflow with OneDrive. When a file is created, so do sign in. Define the folder. So in the OneDrive at the root label, I can look for here. Are you willing to include any subfolder? There, no. And how frequently you are willing to check, you can mention here. Let's say on every 2 minutes, I want to do. What you want to do on the file creation, send the email. Here you can mention the body. It's file content subject with file name. Two, you can mention importance high. I can mention the, okay, that is fine. Here we can mention the file path as well. File path. Now save it. Now I can log in into the OneDrive using the same email. And here we can upload the things, upload the file. So let's say I'm uploading here a simple text file here. or you can create a new file as well. So now you can see it's having the things like this way. Clear? So this was the content that is coming here. This is the path and this was the content here.
So instead of sending email, can we send the WhatsApp or text message also?
That you have to find out, do we have any connector for that or not? It will be decided based upon the connector availability. I don't think we having any connector for WhatsApp right now.
And for same thing, whatever we have done for the Twitter, we can do for Instagram or like Facebook also.
Yeah, I'm saying if connector is available, you can do. If it is not, then you cannot do.
Okay.
So, sir, this was about Twitter or Microsoft OneDrive. Let's say, can we create any custom logic app for our own project?
That you can also do. You can create your own custom connector. Even you can publish here in Azure Marketplace. So as you're having a marketplace, in that marketplace, you can publish your connector. And such thing we do only in that case when you having the multiple vendor or client who might be using the service, as we having the Facebook and Twitter. So they are many company having their official account, so they need to track them. So that's why they have created a connector. But if you don't have such scenario, it is not required. It depends upon what scenario you having in your case.
Right. I have to hit some API endpoints and I have to get some data from there. I have to perform any operations. So in
So
that
why you're
case,
creating the connector? You can do simply
okay,
create the
right.
API, do the Azure function. Connector is only in scenario when you are providing a simple connector which people can access in Azure to connect with different services. Otherwise, don't create. Okay.
Okay.
Connector is about connecting the things with many companies' APIs to create some workflow. Normally, API is fine to do the same thing.
Right.
You mentioned this is an automated, business process and the workflow. What we saw is like in some business process, we have automated to pick from certain timings or some certain location and all. But I would like to know more about the workflow. See, right? Is it a business process automation tool, or what kind of workflow it will support? And is it involved anything like a database side also? Any storage we are going to do?
So what workflow you are willing to create?
No, if you know, right, suppose we have a leave management system or something, some approval of certain financial things. We need someone is going to submit, and later they are going to look into based on the things they will approve or reject. So every time we're getting some emails, and then documents is also going along. This is a normal workflow we are talking about.
So
We
this
will
is not
design.
Logic App is not for that purpose that you have to design in
Okay.
your software.
Okay.
Logic App is just like a API you are providing to your customer. Through that, they are interacting with your system for doing something. It is like this way. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So it's automating the process. But we are not storing anything in the database side.
It will be decided by your implementation. If you're willing to store, you can store. You can connect with it as your function. That as your function can store. Right now, we are not storing anything. Whatever things are coming, we just sending on email or we are sending on another source.